cannot, or you don't believe you can, you're breaking your refuge vow because you're going against the Buddha. And what is going against the Buddha? When you go against the Buddha, it's going against yourself by saying you cannot. It's actually laziness, attachment. So the very factor that makes us cannot do it creates the very unhappiness that is manifesting in our lives. So instead of sitting there saying, I cannot, we have to. We have to. We absolutely have to. 3 of the body: killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. Whether we have the vow or not, we must avoid. 4 of the speech: lying, divisive speech. Hurtful speech, idle chatter. Hurtful speech doesn't have to be loud, it can be designed to damage. Sneaky speech. 3 of the mental: covetousness, malice, holding wrong views. Not wrong views, holding wrong views. Because wrong views are not inherent. They can be removed. Holding wrong views. Okay? So, last, and this is very important for all of us, is having the correct support system around us, having the correct friends around us. Having the wrong friends around us, having friends that are not correct around us, will destroy good interest and kindle negative interests. We cannot ascend to higher thoughts when we have negative friends. They drag us down. Why? If we have the power to drag them down, we can go to discos. We can go to the clubs. We can go and sleep with whoever we want. We can go and drink. We can do these things. Why? By doing these things, actually we drag them up instead of them dragging us down. Why? Because there's no halfway house. We can't meet them any other way. So we meet them on their terms. But if we're not practiced and we're not strong, we don't do those actions. Because if we do those actions, we will drag them down. That's 2, alright? Then, hanging around with negative friends or friends that seemingly look good but are negative reinforces our habituations. Why? And they think like, that's what we're friends. In fact, it's harmful in the end. Hanging around friends that encourage money, that encourage relationships, that encourage drinking, that encourage wasting time, that encourages damaging and hurting and lying or cheating on your spouse, or disrespecting your parents. Being around people like that, if you're not strong, you won't motivate them. They will drag you down. They, in fact, reinforce your habituation. So look at the people and the kind of friends they have around them, and then you will see what type of person they are. What type of friends a person has, or no friends, indicates the level of their mind. So their friends are all street people, all people who are like party ones, or drug ones, or angry ones, or fighting ones. That's the level of their mind. That's what they're attracted to. If we're around friends of business, money, business, money, that's what our interest is. If we're around friends, we just want to look good. We want to be around the rich. We want to look popular. We want to drive the best car. We want to be a good reputation. We want to hang around them, and we miss those friends. That shows you the type of mind we have, or residuals of that mind. And then, those friends also indicate the level of your spiritual practice and where you're going to die, how you will die, and how you will suffer or not suffer. Why? What you're interested in will be reflected with the people you surround yourself with. Very simple. So if you're around friends that like to drink and do nothing, and idle chatter, and just do drugs, or just nothing, that's what you're interested in. If you're around friends who just want to make money, that's your interest. If you're around friends who just don't want to do anything, just get married, just have kids, just work, and save money, that's all. Don't tell me anything else. Don't disturb my life. You're lazy. If you're around people who always gossip and chatter and say negative things about people and hurt people and bring them down and destroy people, that's your interest. So whatever your friends are, however they think, reflects your mind. So you can see a person by their friends. What type of, if their friends beat them up, if they're wrathful friends or they're mean friends, you know the type of person they are. You don't need to listen to their words. You don't need to look at their body. You don't need to check how they act or what gifts they give you. You look at their friends. Why? We will attract and nurture the type of people that we have similar interest in. That's not a criticism. Psychology. And then people who don't have friends, why not? Why don't they have friends? Everybody can have friends. Even a monster like me have friends. Everybody should have friends. If you don't have a friend, also shows you something. Don't say, because I like to be alone, I don't want to have friends. No. It's too much effort to transform yourself to have friends. Everybody needs friends. Everybody. Then, your friends can indicate whether you will have happiness or unhappiness because of the kind of activity they encourage you to do and they influence you to do. So if your friends encourage you to do negative things and you're not strong enough to bring them up, they will drag you down. So if you have a weak mind, a similar interest, they will drag you down. So a friend will indicate your future. Your friends will indicate the type of existence you want. Okay? Then, your friends can trigger your negative karma or your positive karma. If you're surrounded by positive friends, a positive spiritual friend refers to the teacher or the sangha or the Dharma brothers and sisters. If you're surrounded by positive friends, you live in a positive environment, you're with positive people, and you're with a positive teacher, they will trigger your positive karma. Why? They always reinforce your positive mind. So that 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, it's reinforced. It becomes habitual. Once it becomes habitual, negative karma is very difficult to open up. Very difficult. Then positive karma opens up. Positive karma opens up that you do more and more positive things to a point where your positive store merit is so big, the negative is small. It becomes erased or purified. That's why I told some people, do the Dharma, don't have two minds. If they stay near me or stay near Dharma, they always, yeah, I will do. The minute they go away, the minute they go to another place, they start thinking, oh, maybe. Why? They themselves, their mind is not strong. They themselves, the mind is not strong. They themselves is an indication to them. I'm not criticizing them. I'm giving them a way to check that their minds are not strong. Then these people, if they want to do practice, no results. Why? If your mind is always like that, if you do practice, how to have results? So more, if you want to teach Dharma, and your mind is like that, and you're not focused, and you're still thinking, should I do my career? Should I make money? Should I get married? Should I have this? Should I have that? If you think like that and you say you want to teach Dharma, no. No. Why? You don't create the karma to teach Dharma. Teaching Dharma means being an example first. Being double who you teach first. You have to be double compassionate, double knowledgeable, double kind, double effort, double patience. You have to be double who you teach. If you're not double them and you teach them, you're just like another a sneaky friend. Just another sneaky friend. So therefore, if you want to teach Dharma, if you want to explain Dharma, if you want to share Dharma with others, if you want to, you must make sure you do double what everybody does. If you want to do double what they do in the quiet of your home, if you're always two-minded, you have to check carefully who you are, where you are already. And if you're a Dharma practitioner, you say, oh, I don't want to be a Dharma teacher. That's fine, but you want to be a Dharma practitioner. If you want to be a Dharma practitioner and your mind is always two, always maybe, and conflicting and fighting, it's a clear indication of the level of your mind. Lack of study, lack of practice, lack of meditation, lack of holding your vows, lack of good friends, lack of good influence, lack of being near one spiritual teacher. Why? You will never be able to drag down a real spiritual teacher. Me, you guys, we'll go party together. A real spiritual teacher you can never drag down, never. They will drag you up. The teacher will do anything with you and they can do all the things you do, but in the end, they will drag you up. Even some spiritual teachers are quite fierce. They can beat you up and slap you and break things. It never affects them. They will do everything they can to drag you up. Even some spiritual teachers, they go out and have fun with you, have coffee or do whatever. If your mind is down, they go and have coffee with you. What? They talk with you, joke, and talk about this and that. They come down. Why? You cannot go to their level, but they can come down to your level. But once they come down to your level, they can go back to you, up to their level. You're at that level, you can never go up to their level because you're not at that level. Therefore, spiritual teachers, the Tibetans have a special Mahasiddha tradition. I'm not a Mahasiddha, but they have a Mahasiddha tradition where they can do things that look contradictory to the vows, contradictory to the monk vows, contradictory to the tantric vows, because they have no attachment anymore. So having vows and having robes and having all these things doesn't affect them. You see, vows is what is attachment. If you don't have attachment, the vows are nothing already. You become one. Do you think Buddha Shakyamuni needs to hold his vows? Oh, you're not holding your vows, Buddha Shakyamuni. You see, you're Yamataka now with a consort. Da da da. Hello? Oh, Kuan Yin, you're not holding your vows. What? You're not a nun. You got hair. What? You broke your vows. What? Weren't you a nun? No? That doesn't apply to me and you. I'm talking about highly realized beings. Vows are for you to reach that level. Once you reach that level, the vows are just something superficial. But for us, no, it's not superficial. It is a discipline. So therefore, when you look at a person's friends, you can see the kind of interest they have. You can see their level. whether they will have higher thoughts or be dragged down. You can see if their habituations will be reinforced stronger. You will see if they will become happy or unhappy. You will see if more negative karma will be triggered or not triggered. Open or not open, you will check. You check around. And then when you go home and meditate, when you think about it, you contemplate and go on a bus here that you watch. You see, this is not miraculous. All of us can examine. Some say, oh, I don't want friends. I'm happy with just me, my wife, and my friends, and myself. Can be a cop-out, can be a mistake. Can be. And then that's another sign, lethargy. Don't want to do anything. Why? You don't want to do anything. You just want to make money, pay your bills, and stay home and do nothing because you have no compassion for others. You don't want to push yourself to do more for others. You're very used to just taking care of yourself. That's opposite of the Buddha path. That's opposite of the Mahayana path. It's opposite of Amitabha, opposite of Kuan Yin. Why do we respect Kuan Yin? Because she got married, had kids, and she takes care of herself and works and makes money? Because she doesn't care about others. We respect Kuan Yin because she has the qualities that we admire. So if we admire that qualities, we have to engage in the practice of gaining those qualities. Then when we pray to Kuan Yin, it's real prayer. If we pray to Kuan Yin for money, for long life, for son, for all these things, this is not Buddhism. It's shamanism. Kuan Yin's purpose is not that. Kuan Yin's purpose is for you to develop those qualities that she has. So when you meditate on her qualities, is to transform your mind. At first you become ashamed. And then you transform your mind. So therefore, the Savior is not Kuan Yin, the Savior is yourself. But Kuan Yin triggers the Savior in you by inspiring you to become like her, or Shakyamuni become like him. That's Buddhism. That's real Buddhism. So therefore, we must check. Then what do we do if we have negative friends? We must see if we can transform them or help them. If we cannot, we need to have a little bit of distance. Not negative distance. We need to transform. Why? Don't say, oh, I'm taking care of them, I'm helping them, blah, 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 blah. Like, you just get dragged down. You and them go to negative states. No point. If you don't have the power to help them, you leave them alone. You don't harm them. You don't criticize them. Leave them alone. If you don't have the power. But that doesn't mean everybody doesn't have the power to help them. And if you influence their lives and you think you're trying to help them, you don't have the power to help them. In fact, you can make them go even worse. 1-2 years later, you look at them, they can be even worse because you influence them and you try to, inverted commas, help them. Very dangerous. So therefore, we have to check who we are influenced by, how fast and how quick our mind changes, how stable and unstable we are. Very, very important. So how to fight it? Good old-fashioned hard work. Meditation and contemplation on its benefits, holding our vows and pushing ourselves toward that direction, and doing purification practices such as the Mahayana superior purification of 3 heaps. Example. That's it. There's no magic. There's no magic mantras. There's no magic nothing. Then people say, oh, Buddha Shakyamuni was a pure monk, and he gained realization by sitting under a tree, he did this. Yes, but he meditated for many hundreds of lives to do that. We didn't. People like to quote. People sometimes they like to criticize almost. They like to criticize teachers, lamas, that you do this way, you're not following the Buddha. Well, I'm not the Buddha. He's had 3 aeons of practice, and that's his last life. He's going to be a Buddha already. This is not my last life. I'm not going to be a Buddha in this life. I already know. You can't compare like that. If you compare, I compare you. Why did you know Shakyamuni? I can compare very easily. Well, no, that's not the point. So, the theme of today's talk, the theme is not to reinforce one's negative thoughts, not to reinforce one's depressions, not to reinforce one's habit of giving up,